ESPN and the PBA welcome you back to our continuing coverage of the PBA King of Bowling, powered by AMP, coming your way from the beautiful Kegel Training Center located here in Lake Wales, Florida. Time now for the Lumber Liquidators. No the wood, and no shocker here, it's the Scorpion Oil pattern.
Yeah, well, let's just call it the West pattern. 42 feet in length, and on both sides of the lane, early on, the players are going to start out pretty straight and then just migrate towards the center. Rob, you got a guy that's averaging 275 with a perfect game on it, and he's sitting on the throne.
Wes has been nothing short of dominant through this entire series. And we talked to him earlier today. He said, you know what? I just wanted to successfully defend my crown once. That would have been a good series. And now he's done it 3 times and dropped to 300. 2 more successful defenses this week and next week. That'll mean $50,000 he pocketed.
It's like winning 2 tour titles.
Here's John Nolan. John Nolan, 29-year-old from Waterford, Michigan, won his first career title and his first career major when he won this season's USBC Masters in Las Vegas. It was his first ever championship round appearance, and it was one of the more dominating weeks of bowling anyone witnessed this year on the tour. Curls home to spare, and now he gives way to last 2 seasons ago, the Rookie of the Year, Rhino Page, the youngest competitor in the PBA King of the Hill competition. Rhino Page from Topeka, Kansas.
Way to start.
And who can forget what he did 2 seasons ago when he made 5 telecasts coming out of the TQR, won a title. The guy was just probably the best rookie performance that I could ever remember.
It was the biggest no-brainer Rookie of the Year vote ever in perhaps any sport. Rhino made 3 shows this past season. The first was mid-December, Lumber Liquidators Shark Championship in Baltimore, Maryland, and he just happened to defeat some guy named Les Malott, 197-189. So Rhino has some history over the King, at least over the last couple months. The second time at the Tournament of Champions in Las Vegas. Smooth. But he's fun to watch when he's dialed in.
Yeah, he gets a little amped up. Remember what he talked about in our pregame meetings? He said it's vital for me to stay up the back of the ball and roll it, and that's exactly what he did there.
And there's John Nolan, and you see the tape job on his right wrist.
Damaged tendon from all of the bowling he's done in his short career.
Gets a strike of his own to match Page.
A little bit different timing. It's late timing. That's why his feet are slow. Gets in a pretty good position there and then kind of stands up straight-legged on it. But make no mistake about it, you don't win a major without having some skill.
Does anybody begin their backswing that low with the ball so close to the wood as John Nolan? It seems, I mean, maybe it's just to me in the way he approaches it, it seems so low the way he begins.
Richie Allen gets tipped over like that.
Right.
I mean, there's quite a few guys that tip early and get it low. That's just early timing, and that's a result of him trying to throw it hard on this oil pattern. Tries to get the ball in to the swing a little bit earlier so he can throw it hard enough, but instead the ball gets there too quick, and that's always going to result in a pull.
That's like a strong-armed quarterback trying to throw one into double coverage there.
It's just going to try to get the ball over here into the 3, 6, 10 area and slide the 3 over into the 7.
Misses the 3, which means he misses the 7 as well. So an open frame for Nolan in the third. He sits down at 46, down 14.
Another name that comes to mind when you're talking about that real low starting position, guy by the name of Marshall Holman. He used to start with the ball down there.
There's Rhino's number this year. 8th in the Player of the Year points race, 9th in earnings.
Tip, 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 tip. Oh, yeah, baby.
Gets the tip and gets them all to kick. Strike number 2 for Rhino Page. The lead swells to 24.
Well, you heard him yelling tip, tip, tip. That's because he wants this ball to hook up, and it does right at the last minute. That would be a wall shot there, Rob. Little light mixer, wally, wall shot. Use any one of those that you feel is necessary in describing that shot there. I don't know.
I smell an opportunity, Randy. 3 in a row for Page.
It wasn't me.
Page takes a seat, and it's a very passionate bowler when he's on the lane, sometimes to his detriment. He'll admit that.
When Rhino Page gets all fired up like that, he kind of reminds me of a ferret on a double espresso. You know, he's just so amped.
He's the 10.
Pretty good shot there for Regan Tan, and John Nolan just somehow trying to get back into this match, and the only way to do that is keep hitting the pocket. But because of the ball speed, I think that the best strike angle in this building, Wes Malott has proved that you have to use a little bit more angle. So if that means Nolan getting a little softer with his speed, that's what he's got to do.
John converts his second spare, and next year will be his first as an exempt player on the tour, but he's been on the road a lot this season with the PBA, and he realized quickly it's a little bit different.
When you get out on the road, you got to bowl maybe more than you do when you're back home because of the tiredness in the legs and the driving and the fatigue. So to stay on, stay on top of your game, you really got to log some time and try to remain as calm as possible. Don't get too overwhelmed with everything that's going on. You kind of got to stick to the game plan. Stick to what got you here.
Yeah, and it's real easy to, once you've won and had early success, it's not that hard to feel like that's going to happen to you every week out here.
We talked to him today about his win in Vegas at the USBC Masters, and he said, look, guys, it's been really rough since then. The next 3 tournaments after that, I try to win them all on Wednesday. It's been a mental struggle. My expectations are kind of beyond what I can reach right now. Thinks he can go out and win every tournament, and he realized quickly that is not the case. Don't be disappointed if you don't get perfection every single throw. And another open frame for Nolan, although a game challenge there.
Oh, boy.
Wes Malott telling us, he thought John Nolan might give him a decent run for the money if he could get by Rhino Page. But right now, Wes Malott sitting in the catbird seat saying the throne, I don't think is going to be challenged by John Nolan at this juncture through 4.5. Rhino Page working on a 3-bagger. Shake off that 7-10 and chew on a ham bone.
Well, he increases the lead to 60 now. Check this out. Pocket 7-10. 7 goes, 10 goes.
Kegel carry,
and
baby.
life is good.
Now, you just heard Rhino Page say Kegel carry, and you and I were discussing that earlier today. And for those who are not familiar with this facility, why is there so much carry here?
The sidewalls are lively and the pins are on spot.
Not wood, loaded with, were they talking titanium plates or something? I mean, just huge bounce effect off those.
Magnesium, maybe?
That sounds like you're in the biology lab. Magnesium?
Titanium or magnesium kick plates.
sounds good. I'll go with it.
But since I've never actually worked in the back of a bowling center, I can't really remember.
You've never worked back there?
No. I worked up front.
Doing what? Schlepping sodas and hot dogs?
Cleaning. I was a porter. And I kept score in league
That's why you're so good with math.
to make my practice money for the next day. Big lead for Rhino Page, 58 after 5.5 frames.
When we return, the conclusion of match number 1. Can Rhino Page keep this streak going and get a shot at Wes Malot's throne? Find out with us when we return to the Kegel Training Center in Lake Wales, Florida.